This is 11.3. Now, the word more indicates that you've already done this, and you have. So, we're just going to review real quick. We're going to go over the warm-ups. We're going to review it real quick. You guys are having a problem with putting the correct exponent next to the x, which we probably should have done a unit on that, right? We probably should have taught you when you multiply like bases, you add the exponent. So, that's my fault. Oh, we did that, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So, here we go. Here's what we're doing. We're doing FOIL, but it's just distributive property. So this has to be multiplied here and here. This has to be multiplied to here and to here. I suggest you writing these rainbows every time. That's what I suggest. Now, here we go, kids. X times x. When I look at the x times x, how many x's do I have there? How many x's do you see? 2. So it's x squared. I'm really not understanding why you can't see how many x's there are and just put it with the exponent. It's because you don't understand this concept. X to the 14th power equals 14 x's. It's just a real easy way for me to write 14 x's. That's all it is. So, x to the 10th times x to the 14th. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. How many x's do I have here total, kids? One person. One person can see that 14 and 10 is 24. Thank you. X to the 24th. Probably would have helped. Maybe next semester we'll make a unit and we'll call it Unit 10. And we'll call it multiplying like bases with exponents. That's what we should. Oh, too late. We already did that. But this is where you guys are having a hard time. You're not adding the exponents. So, x times x is x squared. So what's x times negative 6? Well, what number is in front of the first x that's understood? Yep. 1 times negative 6 is... Now, look here. X, negative 6. How many x's do you see between the x and the negative 6?
1.
So you put 1x. 2 times x. What's 2 times x? 2, there's a 1 here. 2 times 1 is plus 2. Between the 2 and the x, I only see... Hello? Stop making noises. Between the 2 and the x, I only see 1x. And then 2 times negative 6, negative 12. X squared minus 4x minus 12. That's pretty easy, isn't it? All you have to remember is the first number in your first binomial gets multiplied to everything in the second binomial. The second number in the first binomial gets multiplied to everything in the second binomial. But we've already talked about your problem with paying attention in class and not staring at the trash can, and your problem with memorizing stuff. So 2.2 divided by 2 equals 1.1. Now, is my decimal to the right of my first non-zero number? Yes. Somebody said no. But yes, it is. So, it's in scientific notation. All I got to do now is bring the bottom to the top. It's a positive 5. When it crosses the fraction bar, it becomes a negative 5. Negative 7 minus 5, negative 12. Okay. We're going to skip number 1. Well, now let's go ahead and do number 1. Let's do number 1 just because. Okay, so, again, first number in the first binomial gets multiplied to everything in the second binomial. Second number gets multiplied to everything in the second binomial. Now, the second number, that's negative 3. That is a negative 3, okay? So, what is 2 times 2, kids? We're going to take this 2, multiply it here. 2 times 2. Just tell me 2 times 2. What's 2 times 2? 4. How many x's do you see? I have an x here and an x here. How many x's is that? So I put x squared. Now I'm going to do 2 times 3. What's 2 times 3? It's positive 6. Yeah, because positive times positive is plus 6. How many x's do I have? I have 1 x. How many y's do I have? I have 1 y. So I have to list them. I have to add up all the letters I have, no matter how many different letters I have. So if I have 3xyz times 2abc, what's 3 times 2, kids? Everybody, what's 3 times 2? 6. How many x's do I have? How many y's do I have? How many z's do I have? How many a's do I have? How many b's do I have? How many c's do I have? Now, technically, it should be A, B, C, X, Y, Z. It should be in alphabetical order, but you just list all your letters and how many of them you have. So now we move on to the 3y. Negative 3 times 2. What's negative 3 times 2? Negative 6. How many y's do I have? 1. How many x's do I have? Now I move on to negative 3 times positive 3. What's negative 3 times positive 3? How many y's do I have? 2. What's 6 minus 6? X, y, and yx are the same thing. What's 6 minus 6? They cross out. 4x squared minus 9y squared is my answer. Hi. How you doing? Wake up. Okay, now here, I can't do pow-pow. I can't say 3 squared, x squared, 1 squared. You can only do pow-pow when you're multiplying. We're adding. So, this becomes 3x plus 1 times 3x plus 1. And now we do the same thing. 3x times 3x. 3x times 1. 1 times 3x. 1 times 1. 9. How many x's? 3 times 3 is 9. How many x's do I have here? X squared. 3x times 1 is plus 3x. 1 times 3x is plus 3x. 1 times 1 is plus 1. 9x squared plus 6x plus 1 is my answer. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 5. Now, we're multiplying a binomial to a trinomial. It's the same thing. 2x times x squared, 2x times 5x, 2x times negative 3. And then negative 7 times x squared, negative 7 times 5x, negative 7 times negative 3. So, in front of the x squared, what number do I have that's understood? 1. Okay? So, kids, what's 2 times 1? How many x's do I have? I have 1 x here. How many x's do I have here? So how many x's total? 3. One person. 2 times 5 is plus 10. I have 2 x's. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Now, how many x's do I have? At the 2x and the negative 3, how many x's do I have total? So I have to write that 1x. This is what you guys are missing. I have an x here. I have no x's here. 1 plus 0 is 1, so I have to put a 1x there. Now, I do the negative 7. Negative 7 times 1 is negative 7. No x's with the negative 7. 2 x's here, so I have 2 x's total. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35, 1x. Negative 7 times negative 3 is a positive 21. Now I have to combine like terms. I don't have any other cubed x's, so that just comes down. Here is 10x squared. Here is negative 7x squared. So that becomes plus 3x squared. They're done. Here is a negative 6x. Here is a negative 35x. So that becomes negative 41x plus 21. That's my answer. Hey, if you have any questions, feel free to come in and ask. Have a great day.